But look, we got to move on. We're not going to spend that much time on Taylor, probably as much as they'll spend on the Super Bowl. We might have a surprise duet at the halftime show, Taylor and Usher. I'm just saying, put your money on it.
That'd be lit. That'd be lit. That'd be lit.
But look, there's only one other thing that people are talking about, Janae.
Oh, man.
Because there's one team that's been making moves. You see the left hand? Ladies and gentlemen, Dan Quinn is the new head coach of Washington. And what does he do? He hires Cliff Kingsbury. Uh-oh. Somebody say Caleb Williams? I'm looking around. Where's the rest of the teams in the division? Because they better be shaking in their boots. Janae, you already heard one of your players said, I might just follow my coach to Washington.
Oh, you guys are reading too much into this, man. You're reading too much into this, man. Congratulations on Dan Quinn. I'm happy that he did get a head coaching job. He worked his butt off. I am not upset that he's gone. I think our defense did, they did better, but because of the way it ended for me, I didn't go off as a Dan Quinn fan at the end because 42 points allowed. To me, you didn't do your job at the end. But I am happy that he got the job, but I'm pissed because any team, he interviewed for all those teams in freaking Washington. Fracking Washington.
Word on the street was as soon as he found out the job was available, he was hungry. He was clamoring for that job. Maybe he was just doing intel.
Clamoring? Come on, man. Nobody clamoring to be the Washington coach.
Hey, I think that's exactly what was happening. Hey, let him know. Bye-bye 12-win Dallas. I like
this. Here we go. Don't you worry about us.
Let's go, Will.
You can't put yourself in our category even if we don't get all the way to the top of the playoffs. You can't get to the playoffs.
You're going to see you. Let's go. You see what's happening.
And then the crazy part is the Cliffsbury. I mean, like, what? Yeah. He was already going to the Raiders, and then apparently he withdrew from that offer, and, now he's with Washington. So what's up with that?
And so it was so crazy because apparently, and I was listening to Adam Schefter, and he was saying that it was a contractual issue. He's saying most coaches, because there's still 2 years that I think the Cardinals are paying Cliff Kingsbury. So he wanted like a 3-year deal. And the Raiders were only willing to give him the 2 years. And so Washington swooped in and said, hey, we're ready to do it. But it's crazy because, like you said, Adam Schefter they were the ones that reported and said, the contracts are in talk. I mean, I hadn't even thought about him. I had thought about Chip Kelly, who they said we were supposed to get. But then all of a sudden, now we got Cliff. So it's like.
So what does that mean? Are you guys getting Caleb? I mean, what does that mean? Is you guys you already know the connection. Caleb and him, tight. What you think?
Yeah, I mean, I think it looks that way. I mean,
honestly, go to a winner. Like, what are we talking about? What team are we talking about here? Did I miss something? Are we talking about San Francisco?
Hey, look.
Go to a winner.
The sky's the limit, baby. The sky's the limit. Hey, Caleb is from DC. He wants to go to D. But look, realistically, when it comes to Cliff, I'm excited for the potential. And if we do get a Caleb, I mean, this is another perfect situation where you have the guy that worked with him last year. He's the quarterback coach, and he's going to be his OC, working with them, calling the plays. We know about what Caleb is able to do from Texas Tech to Arizona. He's got that, and he can spread out that defense, stretch the field. I'm so looking forward to that. But honestly, we still got to get him in the house. You still got to give him the pieces. And then this flips to the other side. And I know I give you a hard time about, all this stuff, and we got Dan Quinn. But I was on here a week before or a week after y'all lost saying 48 points. What happened to that big name defense? All this stuff. And realistically, I can't sit here and I got to be honest and be like, how do I reconcile the 48 points? How do I reconcile, like B-Store said, 28-3? Like, so what's going to be different? I'm only hoping that it's going to be different, but you know who he is. You see what he did to your defense. I'm getting Dan Quinn. What should I expect as a Washington fan?
I definitely think you guys will progress. I think you guys are at a phase now where you got all the money in the world. You got all the options right now. You guys can totally clean house and do what you need to do. I think Dan Quinn can definitely give you guys some progress, but I don't want you guys to go out on a limb and do like Washington fans do. Jump on every good looking thing and it turns out to be a mess under them clothes. So I'm basically saying, look, even with Kingsbury. Cliffberry. What was it? Kingsbury?
Kingsbury. Cliff Kingsbury, yeah.
Kingsbury.
Yeah.
Is he all that? I mean, come on. Did Caleb get to where he needed to go?
That's the other side.
Did Arizona with a healthy? I will give him the year that that Murray was hurt, but I'm not going to give him all the credit. Arizona, Kyler Murray, decent quarterback, good quarterback. I'm not going to sit there and be
The other part about that is, do you have to have a Caleb Williams or a Kyler Murray, somebody that's running all around, doing all this and making it up on the fly? If the Bears somehow get Caleb, do we then go and get Drake May? Will Cliff Kingsbury be able to work with Drake May? I hope that this didn't pigeonhole us into now we're stuck with Caleb Williams. Because if we did all this and then it turned,
because I think y'all hungry enough to do some trades for him. I think y'all are hungry enough to talk to the Bears.
Trade, because the Bears might take something else. Right. But the Bears, they might go in a different direction altogether. They might trade back.
The draft is a tricky game. I mean, you're going to have to take the leap out. If you want them bad enough, you got to make sure that there's no other options. Just like us when we got Micah, we told the Eagles, we'll trade with you for this one spot. But we want Micah. So you just better make sure if we do this trade with you, you're not going to take Micah. And that's what happens. And that's the same thing that's going to happen here. Washington's going to have to come with their A game. Y'all going to have to see if y'all really want Caleb. I think that y'all need to vie for that trade. Mm-hmm. Give up something for him. Y'all ain't got much to give up. You just gave up your top player. Still might.
Well, look, we got money, and you also got to think, a lot of these guys, Dan Quinn is already proved he's bringing in his guys. He brought in your DB's coach, Joe Witt Jr. He's brought in Cliff Kingsbury. We already heard the stories that he was talking about Chip Kelly before this whole Cliff Kingsbury thing went in. So he's going to bring in his guys. He's going to have his stuff together. So I don't know how many of the current roster is even still going to be here come 2024 season game opener. So we'll see with that.
Use Scary Terry as some leverage.
Scary Terry, Jonathan Allen, Daron Payne. Like, at the end of the day, it's a business. I hate to say it, but that's just what it is, man. And it's going to be interesting because this is not a situation that comes around a lot, hopefully. Oh, you know what I mean? You don't ever want to be right here, but we have so much that we can do. But here's one more thing, and then we got to move on. I do got to ask this. So we kind of made this move, and it was kind of reminding me of how we did Kirk Cousins, where we kind of were like, we interviewed him. We were like, we want you in-house, but we don't know. And then we just went off, made this move, and then nobody's really said anything to EB until it finally came out that, we're just going to go in a different direction from him. Yeah. EB signed a 2-year deal. I know his business, but that's just still like, I don't know if that's a good look. I mean, I know you weren't going to keep him, and he didn't do what we wanted him to do, and they don't want to go that direction again, but still, I don't know. Maybe, I don't know. I'm not attached
to I can't put that all on him, though, man. I cannot put it all on him.
It was the team. That's what I'm saying. Well, that's what I'm saying. We already know by bringing in Sam Howell last year that it was kind of a throwaway year. Whatever happens that was good, that was the benefit. But mid-season, we saw Montez Sweat, Chase Young traded away. So, so we'll see.
We're gonna see. It's definitely going to be interesting. But congratulations on now scooping up Dallas players as coaches. I see how y'all trying to do and try to get some of our players, but that's not going to happen, bruh.
It's lovely.
Not going to happen. Not up in here. Not up in here.
Yo,